All right, so this is CSEC 2024 for economics. So it's nice to be back with you guys today on this video, in this brand new video, as I would say. So let's start. This is economics paper 2 general proficiency. It consists of 5 questions. You must answer all questions. So list 3 factors of production. The main factors of production include land, labor, and entrepreneurship. Land being something that is intangible, labor being something that or one reward of wages, as you could see, one reward of labor, as you see down here, is wages. And entrepreneurship, you usually get profit incentive from this. So as it relates to describe the characteristic of each economical system, they're mainly mixed economic or the mixed economy, the traditional economic and or the traditional economy, and then we have the planned economy. So in the traditional economy, these types of economy are usually democratic and are usually determined by the will of the people in an economy and are substantiated by the will of the people, meaning that, for example, in a planned economy or what you consider to be a command economy, there is usually no differentiation between a line name and it comes back down to how the businesses are usually run within the economy. There is no private sector economy within a planned economy. But in a traditional economy, there is both public and there private enterprises that usually work within that area. So within traditional economy, there is a mixture of both planned and private economies. Within a command economy or a planned economy, also known as a command economy, is a type of economy whereby all the important aspect of a country is controlled by the government, meaning that the major decision-making processes such as wages, standard of living, quality of life, and even the goods and products and services that you as a citizen have is determined by the planned economy. A good example of this is within China. China is a planned economy. North Korea is a planned economy. Perfect examples of that in today's society. Citizens of this economy usually have no say in diplomatic incentives. They don't have any say in what goes on in their country. It's not a democratic country. It's more of a dictatorship or an authoritarian type of leadership than one of a democratic leadership where citizens have a say. Moving on. So indicate the effect on the demand and supply curves in each of the following scenarios. The price of gasoline increases. If the price of gasoline increases, supply will increase demand. The demand for gasoline will significantly decrease due to the or thus leftward shift of the demand curve will happen. And then we have the effect of supply curve. Due to the price increase, the supply of goods will increase, thus causing a rightward shift of the supply curve. Correct that. That's that. We have II, consumers' preference for coconut has increased. If consumers' preference for coconuts have increased, that will cause both an increase in demand and an increase in supply. So there will be a significant increase in the demand of coconut due to it being more preferable in this scenario. And how will it affect on supply curve? Due to an increase in demand, the supply of coconuts will drastically increase. So drought has affected the production of bread. If there's a deficit in the production or the supply chain of bread, like for example materials needed to actually produce bread, that will cause scarcity. And if there's scarcity, demand will increase. Demand will increase due to scarcity of the good, i.e. the bread. And how will it affect on the supply curve? The cost of bread will increase and supply will decrease due to that issue actually being in place. They will have to increase price. So state two branches of economics. There are the two main branches of economics is micro and macroeconomics. I'll do a separate video explaining these terms, so I'll do that later. So monopolistic, you look at this term individually. Market structure. If you look at the monopolistic market structure, there is usually no competition. There's only one person producing this good. In an oligopoly, there are usually big enterprises producing one good, so the production quantity or the production quality increases due to competition. And if you look at monopolistic competition, there is competition with monopolistic competition, there's like no variation in its incentive, right? So there is an increase in the quality of goods due to competition and due to increase, even lowering the prices would be enacted in the situation. You have perfect competition, goods may vary in quality. They usually sell similar goods, but it's usually not exactly the same. So with the use of example, explain how each of the following affects the shape of the production possibility frontier. So, new fashion and taste that could affect it. Increase in population density that could cause a rightward shift due to increased population. People want more stuff. Increase in population, improvement in technology could also increase production process, thus increase in profit incentive. We have constant opportunity cost. Constant opportunity cost is caused by factors such as population density, income, and fashion and taste are some of the things that could actually, and something that I forgot. Yeah, personal income is another thing that could actually affect that process being carried out. So let's go through this as quickly as possible. A perfect competitive form sold 50 pence at the price of $10 each. It costs the firm $6 to produce each pen. So you have to basically multiply 50 times 10, that will be 500. If you actually divide it by 6, you will have the 3.3 incentive of profit. That's not deducting the cost of wages of workers. So that's very basic, quick work. So moving on down to E. Recently, the firm learned the cost of ink will drastically decrease next week. So recently, the firm, I don't have, I will have to think of this on a later video, but for now we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this question right here. Let's move on. So, study table 1 below, which shows a list of terms and definitions, and answer the question that follows. So we have the term ceteris paribus, and this means, if you could see right here, let me actually try to make this as understand as possible. I use a red. So I'll use red for this instance. We'll think right here. So ceteris paribus is in relation to this one, which means all other things being equal. Ceteris paribus meaning all other things are equal. Then we have cost price elasticity of demand. This means measuring. This we could show you guys right here. Let me change this thing. Measuring the change in the quantity purchase of a product when its price changes. We have equilibrium, the market price and quantity demanded when supply and demand are equal, meaning that both the supply and demand intersect, and that causes equilibrium to actually occur in the middle. So that's equilibrium. Scarcity measures scarcity. Economical resources being unable to meet unlimited wants, meaning that we have infinite wants, but we have limited resources. And we have income elasticity of demand, measures the change in the quantity purchase. Let's think that right here, that and that. Measures the change in the quantity purchased of a product when income changes. That's what income elasticity of demand means. Price elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness in the quantity demanded of one good when the price of another good changes. So that's that for that. So let's move on to question. Which question? This is question 3B. With the use of an example, explain price elasticity of demand in each of the following situation. If the elasticity is greater than 1, the demand is considered elastic, meaning that consumers are sensitive to price changes. That's utilized in one example. Yeah, that's that for that. It is equal to infinity. When the price elasticity of demand equals infinity, it indicates that the product is infinitely price sensitive, meaning that even a small change in price has a significant impact on the quantity demanded, meaning that even a slight movement of or the increase of a product will significantly affect the demand. For example, in the situation wherein, for example, we have a business by Marshall Enterprises. We have Marshall Enterprises. Marshall Enterprises sell a good usually at equilibrium price of $10. If that goes above the equilibrium price, like for example $11 or probably $12, even $10.8, that will significantly affect the demand or the price elasticity in this case scenario. So let's look at this. Identify the type of elasticity indicated by the following scenarios. John experienced a 20% increase in income, so her quantity demanded for juice increases by 20. That's income. That's in relation to income elasticity of demand. And then we have Joe's demand for jam increased when the price of jam decreased at his local supermarket. So that's cost price elasticity of demand. Jim started to sell more plums when the price increased by $20 last week. That's cost price elasticity. And then we have identify the value of demand elasticity given in the following scenarios. Rob purchased 10% more coffee when the price fell by, oh, yes, this is income price elasticity again. Ron's purchase of painkillers fell by less than 20% when the price increased by 20%. So that's very simplistic. That's cost price elasticity. Roy continues to purchase the same number of life-saving drugs he needs even though the price keeps increasing. That income price elasticity. So I'll just leave this answer so that you guys can see. Some of these things I did not do, guys, but I'll come back to that. I come back to these terms, I swear, guys. But I was a bit rushed to make this video. I'll have to make a part 2 answering those bits that I couldn't get the answer. So we'll leave that for now. So it says here, define each of the following terms. We have the term fiscal policy. This is the influence of taxation and other means to control the economical movement, i.e., development of the country. And recession, this just simply means the times of economical difficulty. There is a crash in the market. The market is not exportation. We have a lot of economical difficulty. That's what recession basically means. And developed country, a country that has advanced technologies and standard and quality of life is very high, and the standard of living is also very high in these economies. That's what it basically means. You have to explain how each of the following factors may cause a recession. A rise in the exchange rate. Increased taxes and tariffs placed on goods can lead buyers of the goods and services to not want to purchase the goods and services. This can lead to recession. If you increase the exchange rate, or probably put on the CET, common external tariff on goods and services, that will likely cause a recession due to countries not wanting to buy a product due to high taxation classes that they could have at significantly lower prices at different economies and different countries. You have an increase in debt. High debts are likely to affect economic development, thus leading to stagnation in trade and foreign affairs, thus leading to economic deficit and recession. And we have high interest rates. And let me add in something here. High interest rates. High taxes on exports goods can lead to less goods being purchased externally. If you have high interest rates on goods and services, for example, CET, as I said again, common external tariffs, we have other incentives such as duties, we have taxes on goods and services. All of these things can lead to profit, to services not being you or countries not wanting to trade with you in a generalized sense. You have a reduction in real wages. Decrease in wages will lead to decrease in productive member of society, thus leading to less goods being produced, thus leading to a recession over a long period of time. And that is everything for this video, guys.
In a world of knowledge, where dreams take flight, there's a channel that guides us, standing so strong. Meant to and friend with wisdom and passion, help us strengthen, help us strengthen.